Hello, this is Jamie Margaret. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card. Let's get started. And I forgot to bring over the stamp set. Let's grab that. It's using the Wildlife Wonder. I'm using this stamp set, this stamp in it. I'm not putting a sentiment on it. It's just an all occasion card. Okay, I'm also using this die from the Stitched Rectangles. It's that one that's all by itself. And then I've used the painted texture 3D embossing folder because I had a piece that was already embossed that I'm trying to use up. Okay, I have my card base, which is thick, 5.5 by 8.5, scored and folded at 4 1/4. I have a piece of white, which is embossed with that painted texture 3D embossing folder, which is 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of granny apple green, which is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. I have a piece of white, which is 3 by 4 1/4, and a piece of Designer Series paper. This is a different paper because when I went to cut the paper for my video, I realized I didn't have any more of this paper. I just had the one piece that side. I had smaller ones, and I suppose you could do it this way and just put the window here instead, but I found this paper instead, and this one is from what's it called? Friendly Hello Designer Series paper. This other paper was from the Pattern Party. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is take this piece and this rectangle, and I'm going to center it up on this side so that these three sides are the same, and I'm going to run it through my die cut machine, and I will be right back. Okay, I've got that. I'm going to take this off. There's this piece here. Here's our little piece that we're going to stamp on. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to come in with this stamp, Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Ink that up. I'm going to stamp that right in the center of it. Alright. Then I'm going to come in with my blending brushes. I haven't cleaned them. I'm just using them with what ink is still on them. And on the top, I'm going to do a blue. Oh, there's not much coming off, but so I'm going to go ahead and bring in some Pacific Point. Let's dab that on there a minute. Bring a piece of scratch paper. Dab off the harshness because I really want it very soft. I'm just doing the top. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the green. I'll go ahead and use the Granny Apple Green. And do the bottom. It's very soft. Okay. reason this granny apple green doesn't want to open. Alright. Get them off my table, they're being ornery. Alright. Now, to assemble this card is really very easy. I had one other step that I did. It's not necessary, I just wanted to see a little bit more of the green. So I took my snips and trimmed just the tiniest little hair off the edge. So you still see the stitch line. You could do it on your trimmer too, or you could cut the stitch line right off. This is not necessary. I just wanted a little bit more of that green to show through. Okay, see, it's just the tiniest little hair. Alright, so to assemble, I'm going to bring this piece in first. I think I want this side up. Center that up. It's going to be a 1/8 of an inch all the way around because it's 1/4 inch smaller than the front of the card. And this piece is a little bit longer than this layer, but not quite as long as the card front, so I'm going to leave a little tiny bit of a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around it. Or I should say on the 3 sides. Okay. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. Well, let's do this piece first. So let's set this aside for a minute. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of this one. Take those backs off. Center that up. Oops, and this is a 1/4 inch smaller than the piece underneath. Should be. Okay, then this piece is going to get glued right in the center there, flat. Okay, then this will get popped up. Center that up on the front of the card. Okay, then I have a little piece of ribbon. This is an old retired ribbon from Stampin' Up. It's the lemon lime twist, but it's a perfect ribbon for this card, so I used it anyway. And I took glue dots, put one here, folded my ribbon over, and I took another one on the back, two there. That's gonna go right here. And then I've got some bumblebee trinkets. Stick one of those on one of those glue dots. Stick it on that ribbon. And there you go, there's our card we just created. It's very simple, but I think it's quite pretty. Here's the one I did previously with the different designer series paper. Well, thank you so much for joining me today at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you can find a little bit of time to play with some stamps, ink, and paper.